Hi, race fans. You're listening to the Shaun in the Dirt podcast. Now, with all his great questions for all his great guests, here he is, Shaun Holbert.
Geoff Morris jersey right now. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Picking up the championship. I know this race wasn't how you wanted, but it's a real accomplishment to get the championship here, isn't it?
Yeah, that was our goal this year. That's what we set out to do, and wanted to do better in this race tonight, but I kind of screwed up a few times, but that's how it goes. It's racing.
But man, when you start the race, you start the night with this 25. You guys are pushing the show through. Weather changed everything, and here you go. Okay, here you go, 25. Hey, it's for the championship, and it's the start of the night. What do you do then?
It was definitely a different situation, but the guys are good, and we're prepared for it. So we just have tires ready, have spares ready, and try to keep out of trouble as much as you can here, which can be tough. But it was a curveball, but I felt we did all right with it. Just missed a bit tonight on that.
Yeah, and then you held off Rick there for a lot of time, and he got by you late there, and then we had the cars upside down in that race, and you don't get modifieds upside down very often, so that was a little bit of a curve too. So it was an interesting start to the night, but hey, you got the championship. You had a goal to do that. You accomplished that goal, and so that's pretty big.
Yeah, that was a big deal for us. We're asphalt guys trying to figure this out, and I'm still struggling a bit. So to do that's a big deal. Just to run in that race with those guys is a big deal. There's some legitimate, really good race car drivers here. So yeah, it's a big accomplishment for us.
Who'd you like to thank? I know you got to get, you got to take the ferry over, and I mean it's not easy for you guys.
No, the island definitely adds expense and time, but Dan with Glacier Valley Homes if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing this. So he's a huge supporter of mine and become a really good friend, him and his wife, and Raptor Excavating, Raj has really helped us out, and Quality Signs, and I can't think of any other ones we got on the car right now, but P&D Soil and Gravel, and especially my wife for putting up with it. She's put up with a lot, and my family and my brother for everything he does in the crew. They're the best guys. I have the best guys, so it's been definitely a team effort.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
This is Shaun here in the Dirt. Levi Klatt joins us right now. Not only the champion here, you picked up the big win today. We condensed it down to one day, so a $3,500 win. So, and you did it on the last lap, the lap before the last lap, and you did what all the fans love to see. You railed the high side, huh?
Yeah, it was last lap pass. It was one of those races where early on, we've had a really good season, and we fell back to fourth at the beginning. So I thought, I was going to be happy with a podium. And then Kai Dixon, he was so hard to get around. I spent probably 10 laps trying to get him. And eventually I just decided, I'm out of time. Got to throw a dive bomb at him, and it stuck. And I just got back up there and railed it. And, I didn't think I was close enough to get Eric. He's a really good driver, and I like having him racing with us in the Sportsmans. It really forces us all to step it up a notch. And he was running a nice wide line. He was hard to pass, but I timed it right and managed to get alongside him going down the back straightaway to take the checkered and cleared him by, I think, only a car length or something.
A lot of people were last week, winning the championship last week. A lot of people were like, "Oh, they feel so bad for Eric." I was like, "Yeah, but Levi had to be there. Levi had to be there every week. You had what, 6 wins on the season? I don't know how many, but a ton of wins on the season, right? How many wins?"
So now I have 8 wins on the season.
So you had 6 going into this championship, and then right.
I had 5 here going into the championship.
Okay.
1 at Deming.
Okay.
And then 5 going into that one.
6 then.
And then it made 6 after that. I have 7 here this year. Yep. And I had to finish after Eric broke. I hate seeing that. It worked out to be an even year because we both had 1 mechanical failure. I had the wing slider valve blow up on me on opening night and cover me head to toe in ATF, so that wasn't fun. Oh. But that's all part of the race, and so it came down to who could outrace who, and equaled out with 1 mechanical failure. He ended up getting to lap traffic and wrecking one night, so it all kind of evened out.
And you both, he's been around for a long time, and you're an up-and-coming talent that has really showed that even getting in the 360 that you've got, that you can run that thing. So we can't wait to see what you can do in the future. I think you got a huge fan base behind you. You got a bunch of great people behind you. Who'd you like to thank as far as who helps you out?
So I'm going to start off with the sponsors, Capstone Plastering, Cogswell Cogs, Chilliwack Ford, Kershaw Performance Engines, Richmond Racing Engines, Shark Racing Engines, all the engine manufacturers, really. They've helped me get the 360 going and get that up and running fast. Martin Productions, Toy Car Creative, Steve Rice, and there's actually a whole kind of collective of people up in the grandstands that I'm sad I can't remember all their names, but there's probably 5 or 6 of them up there that pool their money, and we usually end up with a fresh set of rears for each main event. And yeah, I got to thank the crew. I cannot thank them enough. They are really the ones that make all this possible. You know, I work hard on the car all week, but I get here and they pretty well take over after that. You know, my mom, my dad, Kyson, Dean, Tyler, Ray Jones,
Ray Jones, right?
Ray Jones, he's
a man.
You've probably heard that name a couple of times in the past. Really good buddy of ours. We've known him for years, and then just everybody up in the grandstand supporting us, and keeping our name out there. I'm looking forward. Next year, we're gonna sell off the Sportsman motor here, hopefully within the next month, and gonna focus on 360 racing next year.
And they didn't name you Leadfoot for no reason, right?
No, that came. That was there on purpose. It was earned. It was earned.
And there's a bunch of Levi's. Obviously, if you go to, we got all the Levi's that are all up and coming, and you guys are all gassers, and we can't wait to see you guys all come up, and it's going to be fun to watch you all battle each other out for many, many years to come.
Yeah, don't even get me started on how many Levi's we got around here. It's too many.
When you say Levi, how many turn around?
Probably I think there's 5 or 6 of us in the pits that turn around when you say Levi. Just in the car, just as a driver, you got myself, Levi Coons. Me and Levi Coons have the same initials. You got Levi Hillier and Levi Harless, and then there's a couple other Levi's that hang around the pits here. And then you go down to Oregon, I think there's another 2. Go down to California, there's another 4. Then you start going back east, don't you get me started. It's too many.
That's all right. But all the way up here in the Northwest, we got to still tout all of our young talent that's growing and blowing you guys. We got to blow you guys up because you're the future of our sport, and you show that you have a lot of talent, and you're catching on to the sprint car stuff pretty quickly, aren't you?
Yeah, it was. We came out here last year. Was our first time with the car. I think we ended up buying the car like March. We had to drive all the way up to Grand Prairie, Alberta to get it, and then we got the car home. We started looking at the motor and we're like, that thing's not legal just by looking at it because it had angle plug heads on it, so we had to source ourselves a different motor. We got that going. We didn't have the car together till play day. Was when we finally got the seat mounted and everything ready to go and fired it. And then we rolled up there and they didn't do a rookie check, so we got to take our starting spot each time we hit the track. So we managed to start on the front row of our first sprint car race, which was something else. And it's been a learning curve, though. We got a podium on our first night out with the car, but then normal learning curves, had to struggle the rest of the year. So I think this is my 25th sprint car race ever, and it's been a learning curve. They're a lot more difficult to drive than the little cars. They're in between snappier and less reactive. They kind of drive like a boat. They kind of drive like a jet boat. They take a couple seconds to react to something, but when they do, they really react. So it's been a learning curve for sure, and I'm excited to get into the 360 more next year and finally figure that thing out and be up front in that.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you, Shaun.
We'll be following your journey along.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I love having you out here.
This is Shaun, and you're in the Dirt. Great Ferrando joins you right now, and man, you always are up front competing for these big wins and all these big races, but this is another one to notch off a big win here at Skagit Speedway for the Ride to 55, huh?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these big shows, I'm always right there, second, third, but feels really good. I think we got this thing dialed in, and we're really close to the same setup we ran 2 weeks ago at Boone and ran third there, so this car is just rolling really well right now.
We know if it's a big event, you're going to be somewhere up there in the front, huh?
That's the goal.
You seem to, I don't know what it is about, the Oregon guys come to these events in, Washington or wherever you guys are at. You guys just seem to really have it figured out wherever you're at and really running up front. What do you think's the key for your guys' success?
I think a lot of it is just the caliber of of the guys that we race against weekly. I mean, Bryson, Colin, Jesse, Campos. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing a couple guys. Trenchard, DiBedetti. I mean, we got a bunch of guys, even, Drager and Carter Patterson. We got a bunch of these guys that are just really good guys to race against weekly, so it makes you be good.
Yeah. And that race, tonight, they tried to throw every curveball they could at you, All of a sudden we're going to run the whole thing tonight, Weather's coming and we're not going to give you any time to really do anything to the car, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it went really well. I'm kind of glad we ran it all today because fighting weather tomorrow would not have been any fun. So, yeah, I'm glad we got it all in.
And you had to travel, so I mean, you're a little bit away from home, huh?
Yeah, it's about 4 hours, 45 minutes from here to home, so not too bad. As long as we go at night. During the day, well, handle traffic.
Yeah. All right. Well, who'd you like to thank? I know you got a lot of people to help you out, huh?
I think my wife and kids, first and foremost. They're off doing family stuff, and I'm out here racing, so I appreciate them letting me do that and supporting me doing it. Precision Performance, Performer Chassis, the Eckerches, they build a badass race car. Hopez Motorsports, he's been a big supporter. And Donofrio Skyline Ford, thank my guys at Go Plumbing, and yeah.
All right. What's next?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Wherever a big race is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about going to Vegas, but I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I haven't committed to doing that, so we'll see.
Obviously, the fans around here have been treated to see you a lot over the last couple years. You've raced a lot in the Northwest, so we're lucky to see you race here. You're such a talent, so congratulations, man.
Thank you.
This is Shaun. You're in the dirt.